I'm John Handrick, Senior Technical Writer for Wallaroo. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to set up the Wallaroo SDK within a Google Vertex workbench. For those encountering the Wallaroo SDK for the first time, Wallaroo is the last mile for your MLOps deployments. Wallaroo is where the ML models that data scientists have developed in tools such as Azure Databricks, Google Vertex, and so on can be deployed and used in production environments for inferences, model performance analysis, and other tools. This tutorial is available on our Wallaroo documentation site at docs.wallaroo.ai and also available in the Wallaroo Tutorials GitHub repository, where you can download a sample notebook with sample models, data, and other things that you need to run the entire example that I'm going to be showing you. For our example, I'll be using a sample Google Vertex AI workbench and demonstrating how to add in the Wallaroo SDK. In another video, I'll be showing how to leverage the SDK installation to connect to a Wallaroo instance to deploy a model, perform inferences on it, and other tasks. Here's the major steps we'll be covering. First, how to create a virtual Python environment within Google Vertex. Second, how to activate that new virtual Python environment and add in the libraries to make it available to our Jupyter Hub notebooks. This way, we can select it from within our notebook and keep it segmented from other virtual environments if we so choose. And lastly, install the Wallaroo SDK into that virtual Python environment. We'll start by going to our Google Cloud Platform project, then loading the Google Vertex AI workbench, and then launching the Jupyter Hub environment. Once I'm inside, I'll reference this tutorial for the commands I'm going to be using. What we need to do is get to the terminal shell so we can install some Python libraries into our virtual environment. Now, to manage these virtual environments, I'm going to be using Conda. Let's create our virtual environment to work in. I'm going to tweak these directions since I previously created a virtual environment, so instead of calling it Wallaroo SDK, I'm going to call it Wallaroo SDK 2023.1 in honor of the Wallaroo SDK 2023.1 release. The command for setting up this virtual environment is conda create-n, the name of the environment, and then Python equals the Python version. For this example, the virtual environment is going to be named Wallaroo SDK 2023.1. The Wallaroo SDK functions with Python 3.8.6 and above, so specifying Python equals 3.8 will install the latest version of Python 3.8, which, as of this tutorial, is 3.8.15. Once the virtual environment is created, we'll activate it so we can update it from within the command conda activate the name of the new environment. So in our case, that's conda activate Wallaroo SDK 2023.1. Once inside our virtual environment, we'll install IPY kernel so that this new environment is visible from the Jupyter notebook with this command, conda install IPY kernel. Let it install its required libraries, then add it to the list of environments visible to the Jupyter notebooks with this command, IPython kernel install --user --name equals the name of our new environment. For us, that will be IPython kernel install --user --name equals Wallaroo SDK 2023.1. Almost there. The last thing to do is install the Wallaroo SDK. If you go to the PyPy page, the default command is pip install Wallaroo. I recommend people install the specific version of Wallaroo that will be matching your Wallaroo instance. So in my case, that's version 2023.1, so I'll be installing the 2023.1.0 version of the SDK with pip install Wallaroo equals 2023.1.0. Let that run and accept all the libraries it wants to install. Once finished, we can go to any Jupyter notebook in our Google Vertex workbench and select the kernel in the upper right-hand corner and now specify the one we're going to use. Since we see our new virtual environment, we'll select it. Now we can use Wallaroo SDK within our Jupyter notebook. As mentioned earlier, other videos will demonstrate how to use the Wallaroo SDK to connect with the Wallaroo instance, upload models, and perform inferences on deployed models. If you want to check those out now, you can find them on the Wallaroo documentation site at docs.wallaroo.ai. If you're interested in trying Wallaroo for yourself, you can get a free license for Wallaroo Community at portal.wallaroo.community to deploy in your own environments. I'm John Handrick, Senior Technical Writer for Wallaroo. Thank you for viewing and welcome to Wallaroo.